Hello again. In this short video I'm going to show you probably one of the most useful ways to mix a small amount of sand and cement mortar for simple household repairs. For the equivalent cost of less than a decent cup of coffee, you can mix enough mortar in a bucket in less than 5 minutes to repair a loose brick or two, point a section of wall, a small chimney, or rebed a couple of loose ridge tiles. If you fancy learning a little bit more about common building sand mixes or want to mix a larger amount of mortar, please check out my other video on how to mix cement with a builder's spot, or you can check out the website for more info. Both links are available at the end of the video or in the description bar. Let's get started. Here's what we're going to use. Some water. This is just a container of plain water that I keep on my van for doing small mixes such as this. Standard OPC or ordinary Portland cement to give it its full title, and a bag of ordinary builder's sand. Both of these are commonly available and off the shelf at any DIY store. And lastly, a bricklayer's trowel for mixing purposes and a good quality builder's bucket, which can be found on my website in the tools section in case you want one. Here I'm going to be mixing a 3:1 ratio mix, which is a common ratio used in roofing. That simply means 3 parts sand to 1 part cement by volume. If for instance you were laying bricks, a more common mix might be 4:1 or maybe 5:1. Right, let's get started. Firstly, I'm going to add 3 large trowels of building sand to an empty bucket. Try to make sure they're all the nice even size, otherwise you might accidentally change your ratio. Once you're happy with that, we can add the cement. But before mixing any cement, please wear a mask if possible and try to mix outdoors. And when mixing outdoors, check the wind direction if there is any, and make sure that the wind is blowing away from you and not towards you. As I mentioned earlier, this is a 3:1 mix, so I will be adding 1 full trowel of cement, the same size or volume as the previous 3 sand. All I'm doing here is turning the sand and cement together. Don't try to dig too deep, just work with the top of the mix and turn in any straggling bits at the bottom now and again. Rotating the bucket itself occasionally by 90 degrees, like a makeshift cement mixer, will also agitate the mix faster and reveal unmixed portions for mixing. If you have 2 buckets to hand, you can decant the mix backwards and forwards between the two a couple of times to ensure it's 100% mixed. This is particularly useful if you have created a larger mix like a 6:2 or an 8:2 for example, when a full bucket can be more awkward to mix. When you're happy it's thoroughly mixed and there's no lumps of anything left, it's time to add the water. Don't go mad and add lots of water as I nearly did here. The sand can sometimes hold a deceptive amount of water within it, and I nearly got caught out. It's much easier to add the water as you need it rather than add sand and cement later to dry the mix out. For this demonstration I have no additives in the water at all, but if you want to add a plasticizer or another type of cement additive you can, and a list of common varieties can be found via the website link if you're interested. Again, it's the same method of folding the dry and wet parts of the mortar together as we did with the dry mix, rotating the bucket through 360 degrees slowly as you go, getting any dry mix off the sides or the back of the bucket and mixing it in. If you think the mix needs a little bit more water like this one, just gently add it. Remember, don't go berserk, take your time. As you can see, the mortar is now thoroughly mixed, so let's have a look at it. This is the sort of thickness I would probably be using for pointing, brickwork repairs and so on. It sticks to the trowel, stands up a little bit, but is workable without slopping around. Well, that brings this short video to an end, but if you'd like to know how to do a larger spot mix for bigger projects or would like more help with common sand cement mixes, click on the links available here or in the description bar. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching.